It is an Easter egg the size of Humpty Dumpty. Where you have to start, like, I had to stop reading and be like, hold up, is this even possible? Hi, I'm Sam.
I'm Allie.
And this is the Knit Ritz podcast.
Today we are talking about Neverkeep.
Thank God, finally!
Since I finally finished it.
Finally! Your
I know,
job's
that
gonna
really
give you a
took a while.
break, dude, because I finished all 3 books and I'm fucking dying to talk about them, but...
Yeah, your text, I showed Kill and I was like, look. Yeah. Well, after Monday, now I'm gonna be full tilt.
Nice.
So,
I will
couple
say
short days.
that at some point, because I had it was on my Kindle, and at the end of the 3rd book, I was like, what? Oh? And it was like 12, it was like, I don't know, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm by myself and I'm like, like, yes, very excited. So,
dude, I'm excited for that. Yeah, I started Neverkeep like probably like April 15th or something crazy like that. Now I will say I did
work
I
has
am
been
on
hounding
board.
you.
Yeah, I've been dying. But I have been listening to that Touch of Darkness series because I had to do a lot of chores this weekend, and also because when I'm playing my stupid phone games, it makes me feel better to be like listening to like a book as opposed to like, well, although there's also been since I've been like too like brain dead to like read, I've been playing phone games and listening to the book, and it is I have such mixed feelings on it, but what book is this? Which one is this? I don't know.
I listened to them very early in my romantasy journey. So I think part of my love for them is a very small sort of space to, because I read it after Fourth Wing. So like, you know, I only had so many books that I knew in the genre, and maybe hadn't, like, you know, I hadn't read anything by Broadbent yet, right? Who is just like the fucking goddess of all writing, apparently.
What am I looking at? I'm trying to find just the books, and this makes me feel like I skipped a book on accident. There's no way. No, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. By the way, and like I will say, I think if you listen to them now, I think you would feel differently. Touch of Darkness book order.
Oh, because they also have all of those books in the retelling from Hades' point of view too. The entire series, Hades' point of view.
Okay. I just want to see what. Okay, let's look up Touch of Darkness book order. Like
this is 1 of 7. I don't think it's actually that many, but so the second one is
A Game of
Touch
Fate.
of okay, because that's the Hades one. So they've mixed them together. So A Touch of Darkness is Persephone's POV, and then A Game of Fate is the perspective is that first book from Hades' perspective. So then A Touch of Ruin is the second book.
Yeah, see, it's like showing it to me in all kinds of orders on Google for some reason, which is making me feel insane.
So yeah, Google is being okay. So it's A Touch of Darkness, A Touch of Ruin, A Touch of Malice, A Touch of Chaos.
And I think there's more.
Yes, but they are Hades' POV, so then you would read them in that order. So the first one of Hades is A Game of Fate. You would read after the first one because it's the first book from Hades' perspective.
Oh. Okay, so there's just 4 books from her perspective.
There's just 4 books from her perspective.
Okay. Okay, I am on the last book then. I'm on Touch of Chaos. And that one was the last book had the most interesting ending because there's actually some stakes. Although I will say the casualness, the way that she's like okay, spoilers. The way that the underworld is falling apart, and then Hermes and Apollo show up, and she's just like, "Hey guys," and they joke around for like 2 minutes. I was like, "No, no, you're gonna be like, you get over there and do some magic over there." Like, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What are you doing?" And
yeah,
like, it's like, but it's like, okay, from a Greek mythology perspective and like a vibes, fun,
yes,
I can see the appeal.
yeah.
But I think
I liked the vibe, fun part of it. I liked that I could just listen to it on the way to work or in lecture.
yes, that's how I've been listening to it.
And I love Greek mythology, so I was like, "Yeah, let's do,
Yeah.
like, a weird spin, like, let's just,
That
like,
part
fuck
is
it."
cool,
Yeah.
but, like, the, like, writing itself is, like, easily a 1. Easily worse than Moon Hatched. Um, but maybe it's because I'm reading it in audiobook and I don't have very much patience
Yeah,
for audio. So I
yeah,
could it could
that's
just be an
fair.
audiobook bias, but it's by far the worst writing that I've read recently, but the vibes is like it's like a 3 or 4
Yeah,
vibes, like, in
yeah,
terms of so I think I'm gonna have to never have, like, a this is my ranking for the book. I think I'm gonna have to do a writing ranking
yeah.
and a because also, like, Moonhash, I will say, is, like, also, like, a 1.5 or 2 in writing,
Mhm.
but for 3 to 4 in vibes
Yeah,
5.
I think it's the same way that I think about films, right? That I'm like, okay, like with the storytelling aspect,
This is
what's
a summer
what
blockbuster
is the
kinda thing, yeah.
cinematography? What's the musical? Like the making of it, right? The art of it or whatever. Like I can talk about those things. And but then separate from that is like, was I entertained?
Yes, yeah,
Right,
it is
because
entertaining.
those things can live, right? You can have I mean, let's think about this. So, like, I know you haven't seen them, but the new Star Wars films, there's lots of fucking problems with the new Star Wars films. Was I entertained? Sure. Did I go to the theater with a bunch of friends and watch them and get
Yeah.
stoked about it? Yeah, absolutely. The experience of it, great, fine. The continuation of the world, yada yada. Do I think that they fundamentally fucked up some shit? Yeah. But
Mhm,
at the same
yeah,
time, I enjoyed them.
yeah. Well, I will say there was plenty of times where I paused and I'm like, "I can't believe she said it like that," to Gil, because 'cause he'll kinda listen to them with me,
Yeah.
but it's fine. And, it is, like, cool to see, like, because I know this is, like, a key series that a lot of people talk about. I've seen it, like, many times.
Yeah.
Um
Uh,
But, yeah, it is funny though, because like, the brows knit and the shivering, it's crazy, it's crazy.
the
Um,
brows knit? What, he has knit
she just
brows?
constantly is like, her brows drew together, her brows knit. It's just a way to show
Mhm.
it's a dialogue tag issue that we always talk
Yeah,
about, but, like, to the level where, like, you would laugh at looking at it now, I think.
got it.
Um and it's fine. Like I'm not judging it at all. I'm not an elitist about it, but it is that's what makes it hard to listen to. Also, there's so much smut in it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so much.
yeah,
But I did think it was interesting that like, Hades gets captured. I
yeah,
thought there was 3 more books, so I was like, what are they going to do? But it
yeah,
makes sense that this would be like
yeah.
the final book. Okay. That is
Her
interesting.
friend
And
the
yeah.
story arc of her friend is really interesting.
Lexa?
Because like yeah, because she, like, what, gets into a car accident, and then Apollo saves her, and
Yeah, that's like book 2, yeah.
then she
Dies.
kills herself.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And then she goes to a different space where, like, she doesn't remember because it's like, and that's really cool, especially with like the mythology of the underworld and the afterlife within Greek mythology, how that
Yes.
plays out and into that.
Those are the
Um,
best parts, yeah.
yes,
The
and then
interesting, like,
like
"Oh, she did just kill
the
herself."
relationship that Lessa builds with like Thanatos and
Mhm. We just
like
got to the part where she, like, kissed him,
yeah,
so I think it's
I'd
cool.
fuck with the Thanatos for sure.
Yeah.
Long beard and all.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Her story is interesting. I will say that part was like one of the more compellings because I was like, oh, she actually just it's an interesting commentary on death.
Yeah.
For sure. And Theseus does seem at times he's comic book villain, at times I'm like, oh that's pretty good. He's a decent villain,
I can't.
but sometimes he slips into comic book or
Oh,
cartoon villain.
yes.
Yeah.
He is from Greek mythology too, so she has to kind of stick to a little bit of his.
No, but some of his dialogue is like
Yeah, a little
it's okay.
campy.
But
Yeah.
not all like a lot of it's good.
I
Um
really like what they do with Zeus.
I don't know too much about that yet. So, but yeah, I'm sure I'll find out because I think I have like 11 hours left in the book.
Yeah, it is. It
Um
is. It's interesting. It's a little bold. It's fun.
yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, so that's what I've been
And
doing
her
instead of
mom.
reading. Never
Wait, have they gone to
Demeter
her? Huh?
Demeter's dead.
So they went to her temple already?
Yes.
I
That's
fuck.
another great scene.
Okay, so not only just because, like, smut or whatever, but like because of the implications of that in Greek mythology, it was such a payoff of that chapter for him to be like, we're going to your mom's temple and I'm gonna fuck you on the altar. Because that is like quintessential, the way in Greek mythology is like the biggest fuck you in Greek mythology.
Okay. Okay. So that's like the thing. It seems like the
Yeah.
thing.
That is one of the reasons why, depending upon your interpretation of Medusa's story, why Athena curses her to be a Gorgon, because Poseidon assaulted her in Athena's temple. And that,
Oh.
yeah, so the original
So she
story,
punishes Medusa?
yes. So the original story is that Poseidon assaults Medusa's beautiful, right? And so Poseidon assaults her in Athena's temple, and Athena is insulted and affronted by it. And because she cannot, she can't punish Poseidon because he outranks her, she turns Medusa into a Gorgon as punishment for it. Now there is a feminist retelling of the story where instead of it being a curse, it is a way for Athena to protect Medusa from further advances by making
Mm,
her ugly and giving her a defense mechanism. So it
okay.
depends on. I mean, I prefer that telling, but it is still kind of fucked up. But men tell the stories, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Um,
Poseidon isn't no, Poseidon and Zeus, and they're not. They don't get in trouble for the shit they do.
yeah.
Turning into a goose to seduce a woman is not a big deal. Swan, whatever.
I do not know the stories that well.
Oh, that's Zeus. I
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
how. Ooh, I think that's how Apollo was born.
Oh.
Apollo and Artemis, because I believe they're twins.
That's another thing that really bothered me actually was the Apollo arc. That was way too easy. That was way too easy. It was
Yes.
like, oh, okay. Here's the other thing. Here's what's really makes the writing bad to me is that it's very preachy. It's very like, and I need to know myself before I could like that kind of shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know how in Crescent City Bryce talks about how she values therapy and it
Hmm.
feels like SJM wanted to do a commentary on therapy, so she just put it in her book.
Yeah.
That kind of shit, first of all, it drives me up a wall when any writer does it even a little bit. So if
Hmm.
you do it a lot, I'm basically putting you at like it's a
Got
big
it.
big markdown for me. Probably more like plenty of people like that, and
Yeah.
that's fine for them. But I'm done tired of that shit. Like to me, it reminds me of like I don't know. It gives me such cringe. But
Well, yeah. I mean, it's your
Purple
ick, right?
Heart,
It's the same reason why I don't like dark romance, right? I have my life experience icks.
yeah. But I'm probably too harsh about that. But I still do think it makes
But
for a better story when you don't preach at your audience.
yeah, for sure.
But because it also felt like Apollo is such an interesting character, but we needed more of a slow burn. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm mad at you. You're a dickhead. I wrote a thing. We had a confrontation, and now I'm fine. And also it's just like, oh, you had a
Mhm.
trauma. That means it's okay that you're an asshole.
You know
Uh,
who's one of my favorite characters in that book?
I thought Apollo was the one.
Apollo, no, I like Thanatos and I like Hermes, and I just remembered, I really like, oh, fuck, the god of
Is it
wine.
Dionysus?
Yes, Dionysus and
I just got
Ariadne.
to some of his chapters. I will say the doctor scene, I had to dissociate from that. That was
The the
crazy.
doctor scene?
Yeah, he delivers a baby.
Dionysus does?
Yes.
What the fuck? I don't clearly I
Phaedra's
disassociate.
baby.
Whose?
Phaedra's.
Oh,
But anyway,
Who Theseus abducted, right?
yeah. But he's supposed to disguise himself as a doctor, and he does the worst job, like to the point where I cannot have any buy-in. Like he's like, what do you mean grab the head? I feel like the writer was just doing a bit about like folding the cheese. What does that mean? But she was like, I'm gonna I feel like it felt like a callback to that scene, but under the craziest stakes. And I was like, no one would ever do this.
There is
And
I feel like it's not maybe no, because you know that they have kids. Okay, so there is a scene
who has
in
kids? Persephone and Hades are not supposed to have kids.
no, it's a different book. There's a scene in
Okay.
Ruthless Boys, and it is the birth scene of Luca. Okay. And she's like, they're like, the doctor says to push, and there's breathing, and oh, I'm gonna have to cut. And the other people in the room are like, oh, this is terrible. I can't watch this. Like super dramatic. And you realize that it's not happening to her. They're watching a video of how humans give birth. And she's like, why anybody would fucking do that? And then like she has a really simple birth because magic's involved.
Oh, okay.
But it's very fun because you read it at first and you're like, oh, here we go. She's going into labor and all these tough guys are going to be little pussies about it. And they are. But then she's like, why are we watching this the day that I'm supposed to have, like, like, just get them out and then heal me and let's be done. And it's very funny.
That is funny.
And if only that were how we could have babies in the mortal realm. But
But yeah,
yeah,
Dionysus is really interesting too.
yeah,
I just met him like very recently.
yeah. And
Um,
a god of wine. You can't go wrong with that, I suppose.
yeah. But anyway, I'm also not hating. Like I do
Mhm.
see, but I'm always just gonna be honest when I'm like, no, that. But I also like things that are bad writing. Like I think
Yeah,
Fourth Wing is also a one in
yeah,
writing. I like Fourth Wing. I'm gonna read the next one.
yeah.
Um,
I
I don't, but I also don't want you to feel bad because you recommended it. Like
no,
because you're just, it's definitely fun and interesting.
I started the vampire saga or vampire whatever, still with the Twisted Sisters because I can't fucking leave these girls.
Hollow is
Huh?
Hollow a vampire story?
Is Hollow a vampire story?
I thought the only other thing you haven't read by them they have a new series that they're starting called Hollow.
Oh no.
It's unrelated to Zodiac. Is there another side series that I don't know about?
Yep.
There's a vampire series?
Yes.
What? Wait, in the Zodiac universe?
It's not in the Zodiac universe,
Okay. But it
but
is Twisted Sisters?
it is
What's it
Twisted
called?
Sisters. I'm looking it up now. The Age of Vampires is what it's called.
Age of Vampires?
The Age of Vampires. It's like a United States dystopian something. And it
Interesting.
is.
I wonder if they'll have the same vampire rules. They can't, surely.
And it looks like it's only by Caroline.
Hmm.
And it's I mean, I've only read one chapter so far, but it's like fucking 7 books.
Is it good? I guess you only read one chapter.
Yeah, the first chapter was really interesting.
Interesting.
It's also twin sisters.
Yeah, but they're twins, right? Or they're just sisters?
They're just sisters.
Okay.
But yeah, it's supposed to be interesting. And like one gets, I don't know, one ends up on the vampire side and one ends up on the vampire hunter side, and then they gotta try to fuck the system up from within or some shit. But it's
Interesting.
like billed as like do you like vampires and Viking vampire hunters? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Written with the unhinged, like there's sorry, the I should read to you the anyway, so there's like the back of the book synopsis, and then it like the little like whatever, the like hold your seats or whatever, like the little blurb at the bottom.
Okay.
This is a dark fantasy romance series by the authors of Zodiac Academy with the vibe. Don't go. I'm trying to skip any spoilers.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
go expecting a sweet vampire with sparkling skin and a tendency to watch you sleeping. These vampires are savage and bloodthirsty, and the slayers who hunt them will stab first and ask questions later. This war-torn fantasy world is a brutal bitch, and only those 18 plus have a chance to survive the darkness lurking between these pages. There's no well-meaning vampires snacking on Bambis instead of babies, and if they get their teeth into you, you'll be damn lucky to escape with your life and panties intact. So hold on. So grab a hold of your Slayer blade. Wooden stakes have too many splinters, and get ready to defy the gods because this is going to be one hell of a ride.
That's
And
so interesting.
I was like, yeah, okay, I'm here for it. Let's go.
So funny.
Mm-hmm.
That is so funny. I will say it does not. I'm sure it's interesting, and if you like it, basically I'm gonna go based entirely off of your recommendation. If you think it's fun, I'll read it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, although I guess what I'm trying to read. So I'm gonna do Never Keep.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I'm taking a break from Zodiac
Mm-hmm.
Verse.
Are you gonna go to
And then
LJ?
yeah. Wait, hold
Yeah,
on. There was
yeah.
something else that I also was thinking about reading. Yeah, probably. Weren't we talking about some other whatever? Oh yeah, probably LJ Andrews next, and then I also want to start Akatar reread, and
Mm-hmm.
then a Maasverse reread,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe Ruthless Boys or something random.
Yeah.
I really thought that there was another fucking thing I was trying to think of.
The second Moon Hatched is out, I do believe.
Oh yeah. Also, we have Quicksilver that we were
Yeah,
gonna read
yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time one
yeah,
of these days.
yeah.
Which when we sync up, when we get like we're both
When we get,
me,
yeah,
we'll do
uh-huh.
that.
It'll be like
That's also
November.
a read too. Yeah, we could do it then. It
Yeah,
feels like a summer read. Like it feels like
it does, yeah.
yeah, it has
And the
that
second book is out already, so we can,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, I was also gonna say, Carissa Broadbent just did a call for ARC readers. So you could be an ARC reader or try to. I don't know how to do that. But if
I
you
don't
want to
need
do it, and even if
an
you just
ARC reader. What is that? What is that? Like a,
advanced reader copy, so you could read the next book early and do a review.
yeah, that is also what I was trying to sign up for LJ Andrews because she posted hers on some website that does that as well.
I never sent you. Did you ever figure out the
Yeah,
login?
yeah, I did. Fucking life got ahead of me and I stopped trying.
Okay, but you could get in.
I haven't tried it yet.
Just forgot about that until right
No,
now.
it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Okay, I will figure it out. I think I made a password. I'm pretty sure
But
because
yeah,
I think
no,
that's why I
yeah.
couldn't find it. Was
Now
that
I definitely need to figure out how to become an ARC reader. I would love to just do that. Just let me
yes?
fucking write reviews, dude.
Hell yeah! And then we could have something to talk about on podcast.
Hmm.
We could even do like we could both be an ARC reader and then talk about it, or you could just be an ARC reader and then tell me about it, type of
Yeah.
thing. Which yeah, I think you should do that if you have time and energy. I'm
Hmm.
probably maxed out right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
in
on
theory,
it's
it's on.
NetGalley is what it was.
Yes, that's the right. That hit my. I was like, yep, I recognize that
Mhm.
name. So yeah, if you you want to do that, and then okay, before we get into Never Keep, so you did not write this week?
Um, so I wrote today, but it is not ready to send to you. I've
For the news story, the
yes,
exchange?
yes.
Okay.
I'm realizing that Corvin is very Reese, and I don't care because that's a hallmark of a romanticy is a shadow daddy. So fuck it, don't care. Um, but we're also
Mhm.
gonna have a shadow mommy. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it works
Um,
like that when you just have death people.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, death can't be all fucking cutesy and bright and shiny and for me. That
Mhm.
makes whatever. Light at the end of the tunnel aside. Um And this next chapter, I think, is going to be a little bit lore dumpy for you.
Mhm.
But it's kind of necessary because he needs to tell her what's going on to convince her to do some shit. So at least it's not just like in her brain.
Yeah. I also think that would be an interesting, like, it'll be an interesting thing to try and choose, to pick and choose what you're going to share and what you're not going to share, you know?
Yes. Yes. Because he's not going to tell
Because
her
I think
everything.
there's
He's,
exactly.
yeah, he has to tell her what will get her to do what she needs to do, and give her enough information to understand what's at stake and what the dangers are. But he can't just be like, here it all is.
Yeah.
And he still doesn't know that she has kids. And I think that that's when
Maybe
he's going to,
that out for a while.
and I think that it might be either this next chapter or the one after that
Hmm.
he finds out that she has kids. But um I'm writing them leaving the room that she's in, and she's in a hallway because he like opens the door like with a wave of his hand, like magic opens the door or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, fancy trick, bro. And he's like, it's not a trick, like the house is keyed to my magic, mine and others is magic. And she's like, right, magic, bud. And then when she leaves the room, she sees a hallway with other doors, and she's like, wait, you said the house was keyed to other people's magic, like, is this their rooms? And she's like, fuck, how many people, like, what am I in for, kind of a thing. She's like, I can't take this guy, let alone if he's got a bunch of fucking weird ass friends just like him keeping me trapped here. So she's like starting to realize like, oh, I might be in a bigger kind of bind than I thought.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And I'm trying to write her a little bit like skeptical but placating, and it's a little bit hard. But it is what it is.
Placating because she thinks that will keep her safe, type of thing. Like,
Yes. Yes.
she's just like, okay, tell him what he wants to
She's
hear.
like, yeah, she's like, I can't find back and I can't run. So we're gonna go with the other way to survive, and that's appease.
Mhm.
But there's also like moments like he gives her he hands her he's like, come here, I want to show you something, basically. I want to like chit chat with you, I'll show you the grounds, kind of a thing. And he like tosses her a cloak, and it says like, he handed me a cloak because fucking of course he did. Like she's like, like, who has a cloak, bro? And then she's like fucking with it because she doesn't know how to put it on. She's like, I'm looking for clasps or buttons, what's up, what's down. And he like he like huffs at her and like helps her with it. And then like, because he's like clasping it at her neck, like he brushes her skin, and she's like, in that same like weird electric feeling went through me. And she's like, it wasn't uncomfortable, but it's certainly fucking unsettling. Like she's just like, what do you do? Like, back up, bro.
Why are you doing that?
And like he even kind of tries to flirt a little bit. He's just like, when you're done like admiring the view, and she's like, I'm not admiring shit. Like, I'm trying what? Like, I want him to be like kind of trying to be like cute, and her just be like, bro, no.
Mm-hmm.
Just like completely oblivious to all of it, and him just be like, this is gonna be way fucking harder than I thought. Like, what? She's just like, I'm not admiring any view. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this place. And I think you're batshit crazy.
Hell yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I like that. I think that's like very natural. It makes sense. Yeah.
Well, and like he has to fight all of his overfamiliarity with her, right? Like he knows who she is. He has all of his memories, that like that's his fucking person. And so it's like, I want him to make these little slips that are like, foreshadowing, I guess. I mean, already, but like I want these little slips that like give her insight too. But I want her to be so like kind of like, at some point she's going to be attracted to him clearly, but like also I think it's just going to be funny for him to like try to be cute with her, and her just be like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what?
Yes.
Completely like, no, thanks, bud.
I think also like I can see him being like, he'd be like, "Oh, we can go get some X favorite food," and she's like, "How does he also
Yeah.
like that? Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's my weird favorite food that no one
Yeah.
else likes."
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. There's so many like funny little opportunities.
Well, especially if it's like a Fae food specific or something, and then she's just like, this is bomb. And he's like, I thought you'd like it. And she's like, what do you mean you thought I'd like it, fucking weirdo? Like, like, who would put this together? kind of a
That's so
thing.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So I wrote a little bit, and you will get
yes.
more. More is forthcoming.
And did you read mine? 'Cause I
I
just
haven't I
sent it to
haven't
you
read
last night.
I haven't read yours yet.
Okay, that's fine. We can just talk about it next week.
Yesterday was a
Um,
rough ass day, so
well, and I sent it like at what 1 a.m. or something. Like so. But I'm gonna try to send another chapter. So maybe we just talk about like you write one chapter and I'll attempt to write two. But also, this is gonna be the week.
yeah.
The next 6 days are gonna be the 6 days from fucking hell. So maybe I won't, and we'll
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
call it good.
Yeah.
But especially since I really just don't like the way the direction. So I actually really want your opinion on a bunch of things. So,
Okay.
but I am like annoyed and just like this doesn't seem good. It seems stupid. And
That's how I feel. I'm like, "This is so easy," and he's just gonna be like, "Come help me," and she's like, "Yes, please." So I'm like, "Yeah," and then I'm like, "I'm just gonna lore dump the fuck out of this next chapter," and I'm like, "Yeah, if Crescent City could do it, I could do it."
yeah,
Like,
and you can also just like cut it later
she's
if you
she's
want.
not reciting history in her head as she's trying to walk across the parapet, so
That okay. Anyway, never keep. Okay,
yeah.
okay. So just also spoilers for Neverkeep. Um, so the first book ends with oh dude, okay, yeah. Actually, maybe. Well, do you need a reminder about where the first book ends so you don't
Nope.
accidentally
I
give me
know
spoilers, or
exactly
do
where
you
the
know?
nope, I know where the first book ends.
Okay,
Cade, baby.
yeah, I called that shit, didn't
You
I?
did call that shit. You
Was it
did.
because one of the first things he says is like, "I have someone else to answer to," and I was like,
Yep. Yep, yep,
check
yep.
off someone else to answer to. Chekhov's boss. Um,
Yeah. You gotta pull that Chekhov gun, man. Yeah.
mhm. um, but it was still very shocking when he kills them. I was like, oh damn,
Yeah.
very fitting for like this. Yeah, I haven't really seen them together, but I assume they're gonna be kind of like sister vibes. But whenever you have like the sister pairing, you need like them each to be tested separately. You
Yes.
know, I think
Yes.
this is just any like I mean it happens with couples too. Like, but
Mhm.
there's just something like I was like, oh yeah, it has to happen where Vesper's gonna have to get knocked down a peg. I think that's what I
Yeah.
said last time. Was like, oh, she's gonna get
Especially be well,
yeah,
especially because for so much of that book, there's this overconfidence. There's like she kind of succeeds at everything. She's like, "This is a fucking joke. I've been fighting for 7 years. This is simple shit." Blah blah blah. I mean,
mhm,
she's committing assassinations on at Neverkeep, which is like super hard to do. So it's like she's just fucking winning left and right, basically.
yeah,
Yeah. So she gets knocked in the teeth hard.
yes,
Um, and I think it also makes sense. Like, I think it's kind of works out perfectly for her character because, she knows that the world sucks, but she did have these two friends, right? These two
that made it
sister
all
type.
better.
Yeah. And so not having that, she really like it pushes her right into this like fuck everything. Like I've got this goal and like the rest of the world can fucking burn me with it.
Yeah,
Like and I think that that's one of the things that I kind of like going into the second book is that it's not just a burn the world down for my own success. She's like, I'm going to burn it all with myself in it. Like I think it's a different sort of like place to be where she's just like, if I go down fighting, fuck it. Let's go.
yeah,
She
yeah.
really has nothing to lose.
I also think the K thing. Because remember, I was saying, oh, I think they got together too fast. This is silly. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah,
And
it
and
was too fast
she
because she was just
and
it's her weakness.
you
Which
said you're
is so
about
ironic. It's a perfect irony.
yeah, and it calls it out. Which is nice
Yes.
too that she's like, "Wow, I really like I was being dumb."
Yeah. And
And I
it's also sickening the way it proves Dragor right. Oh, it's so like I mean not right, but you know what I mean. Like it proves
yes.
oh she should have listened to him.
Mhm.
Like which is it's oh yeah, that see
Yeah.
mhm.
And Dragor, what's his he's married, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
That happens in the first book.
Yes.
Um the last we saw of him is when he I mean like I think I'm like 15 to or 20%, somewhere in there of the book. And so right now he's just sent her off. He's like, don't fucking come back. He like kicks her fucking,
Yeah.
he beats her up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, don't come back unless you haven't decided if you're going to
Yeah.
exist yet.
Yeah.
And so he's
And he
like,
sends her on a
he makes her
different.
dye
He
her
doesn't
hair,
send. Yeah, he sends her to go
find the dragon.
find the dragon.
And that also was a perfect slap in the face. Because that's like, of course. Of course he I can tell I'm just gonna fucking hate that guy.
The dragon?
Dragor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine a Dragor redemption arc? Maybe you can because you've read the third book. So I'm gonna assume not. But it would be hard. At this point it would be very difficult. But right now he's a fucking psycho. And anyway,
I know some stuff about him, and it's yikes. it's yikes. It's a level of yikes that I don't think you're quite prepared for.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You're not gonna find that out until like the last few chapters of the third book.
He seems like he's hiding something. But who knows? Let's see. Everest.
I'm liking her more.
Dude, the betrayal of the lizard. Also, I called it. It was a Sayer.
You did. Do you know how long I've been sitting on this Sayer dragon thing? I was like, fuck, come on.
When I said that, because you told me when I said, oh, maybe I think it's a Sayer dragon, and you were like, I forgot this existed. Did you actually? Because you hadn't read that part yet, or
yes.
Okay, I was like, you did a good.
Yeah, I think I hadn't read it at that point, but I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah, that could be. And then I think it was like the next chapter, they said it was a Sayer dragon. I was like, oh, Allie's gonna fucking read.
That's so funny. Yeah. Which was cool as hell.
Well, and then Galop says, blue means you to the Sayer dragon. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? There's also something. I feel
that's
like
a bit. That's the Twisted Sisters just being like.
Okay, do you want to know what else? It has to be a bit. Okay, it has to be because there's no way that this is possible. And I want to tell you, but I feel like I want you to wait until you get there and be like, what the fuck is this? Because it's in the third book.
Okay, wait, but then I just write it down or something.
Oh, I got a screenshot of it, girl. I got a screenshot. I was going to send it, and I was like,
I'll send you the screenshot, and you'll be like, I bet you, because now I want to see if I can figure out what the thing is, because it's apparently it's like an Easter egg.
It is okay, but it's like,
like blue means you. Easter egg, like stupid.
It's so much. It's kind of worse than that. Is
it like bad writing vibes, or is it just like you guys are stupid?
It is an Easter egg the size of Humpty Dumpty. Where you have to start, like, I had to stop reading and be like, hold up, is this even possible? And then they say how this thing, there was like, oh, and then that person did this, and I was like, okay, well, it can't be the person that they're clearly fucking referencing. So this is just two people who have this weird quirk.
Okay. Yeah, I'll text it. Like I said, I really want to stop playing my stupid ass phone games because I have and so but if I do, I'm going to listen to more audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to take another book recommendation from you. But I probably do have I have some audiobooks, but I don't know. But then I'm gonna finish these books like in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What else?
I will say that because Everest is.
Don't tell me what she is.
No, she's at school.
Yes. Oh, at the Nightfire, the Bond, that shit was. Is that what you're talking about? Where
Which
you said,
one?
like, the Kaiser's curse thing, the Bond?
Yeah, I don't know what Bond you're talking about.
Okay, so, what? Okay, maybe that's a spoiler if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's a huge plot. It's the biggest plot point.
I just don't know if it's referenced the same way, so I need you to say more words.
Okay,
Because
so
I don't want to spoil anything.
Kaiser, when
Hmm.
she is trying to save Harlan and she sees the void and she kills the Reaper and he comes down and we find out that Calcifiend is a Sayer dragon.
Hmm.
Um, you know, that whole scene,
Hmm.
he realizes that she's got some kind of fucking void power, that she's the weapon, and then he binds her.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and that
Yeah.
shit, that's basically like a bond.
Yes. The
Um,
okay. What fucked me up is it's called Fear Sire.
yes.
And I could not for the life of me read Fear Sire. I kept reading Fire Seer. Every time in my head it was Fire Seer. Fire Seer. I could not do it. So I was like, Fear Sire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, uh-huh.
So you didn't forget about that bond, right?
I did not forget about that bond. No.
Um, Yeah, that shit was like, 'cause I was like, there's not a lot of ways that they could resolve this, and I was really nervous that they would just do a thing where she was like, "But he's cute, and so maybe I'll just hang out with him anyway." Like, no, that was so fucked up,
Yeah.
appropriately fucked up.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
It
And
is, yeah, I don't, yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, so I
He's
just this
full
scene,
on villain. He's full on villain.
he's a great villain, and
He's
I
an
can tell he's probably gonna be a love interest, but I don't want to know. I'm just putting on my delusional glasses and saying he's not an enemies to lover. Um, because I won't actually be surprised. But he is so interesting. And I assume Cindervale is going to be centered around him because that's like fire shit, right? Who knows?
It's
Um,
really interesting because the titles of the books do not take place at those places as much as I would think. Because I feel like we almost get more time in Cinderville in Echo Fort and more time in Echo Fort in Cinderville.
that's so funny. Maybe it's like the spirit of the book or the
Yeah.
idea, or I mean, Crescent City is kind of like that too, right? It's not really like, oh, this is
Yeah.
blood. It
Yeah.
doesn't really feel like that. It's just like, okay, you just named it some shit. Um, but yeah, that was really interesting. The Furies in general is really
I
interesting.
want to be a Fury so bad, but that's so fucked up.
It
Just like, oh,
is, and I love that there's
I'm
just
gonna
one
make
person
you,
to have a bond with. That's crazy.
yes. You can
And
just
also,
never do it again.
what if he had already used that bond? You
Hmm.
know? I bet
Yep.
you well, there's not that many Furies, I'm sure, but I bet you there's some Fury who was like, as a 16-year-old, I just fell in love with
I
her, and I made her
cannot
into
wait
a
for
whole.
like dragon information to come up because they know nothing.
Yes. Bastion is interesting. Surely he's gonna befriend Vesper, maybe.
I'm not going to
I
tell you my
I
opinion of
kind of hope
Bastion.
it's not that easy, but anyway, I could see him being a tragic character, but yeah, I don't want to know. Um, but yeah, that scene was very interesting. I like that Cade got away. It's funny. Also, I was like, there's no Stormbreaker in their group, but I cannot see Cade becoming part of the group or like becoming a part of like friends or something. Like he seems like he's done his story, or he's gonna come back in as a villain, like a true villain. But maybe he could be redeemed. I don't know. But he what I was talking about was that their friend group should have
Yeah.
all four elements, and so I was like, they don't have a. Did I
Uh,
say Stormbreaker? Why am I saying that? What is that?
Stonebreaker.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. So I was like, they need a Stonebreaker
They get one.
in their group, and I feel like they will get one because it just feels like, I don't know,
They get
it
one.
just feels like some shit you would write down. Um,
Well, so
but
here's the
I
thing.
do
They
think Cade
have
should have.
so there's like if you're talking about factions, right? You have each of the elements,
Hmm.
and then you would have the Reapers as a faction
Uh huh.
and the Vampires as a faction.
Oh yeah. Oh well, maybe that. Oh, that vampire was a Stonebreaker. The one Kaiser released. That's in Equifort.
You're thinking too hard about it. It's easier than that.
Vesper's got another. Okay, I will say during Vesper's scene when she was getting her powers, she said she felt all four of them go through her, and I was like, that seems like you have all four elements. But anyway, I
Oh,
just am saying.
they feel them go through them, and they feel them as like they don't fit, they don't work.
Oh,
Because what's her fuck says it too. that what is her name? Ever says it too, that like at some point, like all of them go into her and they are like, they don't, it doesn't fit, it
Oh,
doesn't feel right. So they get to like sort of touched all of with all of the powers and their body like
but that's not how
recoils.
they do it in Zodiac.
No.
Yeah, that's interesting. Um, hmm. Okay. But yeah, so let's see. What else is there? I did think the
Do
story I
you
do
haven't
wonder
you haven't really seen a lot of Bastion yet, huh?
just 2 chapters. Just his actual, like, rescue and his little backstory chapter, which that annoyed me, but whatever. I'll forgive them. Um, and then him running away. That's it.
You don't
And
know his
that's the
powers
inactive
yet,
part.
and you don't know his powers
No.
yet.
No. Um, I do wonder, so if this is during the same time as the events of Zodiac, then the Waning Lands, they never lost contact with Ether. And that is really weird and interesting. Because it seems like in Solaria they lost a lot more contact with it.
Yes, but also the Waning Lands has been cut off from the rest of the world for like
For a
hundreds of
hundred
years.
years. Wait,
Hundreds of
100 years.
uh
Because Leon's grandpa got that thing from the Waning Lands. So maybe it's more in the future. Maybe it's like 200 years in the future.
I know how far in the future it is.
Okay. Well, that's
So
what I'm
you will know.
thinking.
I have a rough estimate for how far in the future it is.
Well, yeah. I will say also, I think this book would not usually have taken me 2 months to read. I think I was just in a weird time. But it does have first book syndrome a little bit.
When you get to the Fire Nation, I don't know what the fuck, Pyro, whatever. It's interesting. Like it's really what I really like about the other books is that you get to see some of the other places and see how they operate and see how they run and see how there's because oftentimes you see it through the viewpoint of someone who's not from there.
Mhm.
And so you see a lot of like the misconceptions of the places, and that's really cool because the fire one was very different than I was expecting, which is kind of because
Interesting.
it's cool because it's also completely different. Well, not completely, but it's also has some differences from what Ever and Vesper are seeing and experiencing as well.
Do you mean the
And
land or like the people and the vibes and stuff?
both.
I can see. Just symbolically, I'm just gonna make a random prediction, but I feel like because like a lot of times when you burn something, that it feeds this soil and the nutrients. So I can see it being super lush and green with this idea, and I don't want confirmation, but I bet you it's some shit like, oh, it's ultra green here because burning some, it's like symbolically resonant is what I'm gonna guess.
The relationships are interesting.
Yeah, the matriarch seems very interesting
Okay,
as
and that's
well.
the matriarch is different than I expected.
Okay, I'm
But
excited for that.
sus at the same time
Mhm.
because because what we know about her from book 1 and then what we get from her in books 2 and 3, you're just kind of like, are we sure?
I mean, anyone who has that kind of like power and sway, I'm always gonna be sus of. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, okay, sure, but like, I don't know. Yeah,
I also really am excited for you
she
to
seems
meet
culty.
yeah, I'm really excited for you to meet some more vampires, especially with Lance and Caleb in mind of just like not like they don't like
I
come.
thought you were saying they were gonna appear there.
No, but, like, because of what we know about the kid, like, like, Lance and Caleb are both
Yeah,
vampires,
the
but they're
coven.
not morally corrupt because of it, they're not
And
and
I'm sure that's not how these vampires are
they're
either.
also in a coven, and so, like, we see a little bit of that, and so the amount of information that they have about what's going on with the vampires versus what you see in the books is kind of interesting, and some of the, like, conversations that are had between vampires and characters where they're just like, you really fucking hate us and
Yeah,
whatever, like
I will also say
like can you
mm,
can you quit being a prejudiced fuck right now for 5 minutes and let me have a conversation with you, kind of a thing.
yeah. Well, they're kind of like that to all of each other.
Yeah.
Um,
I have I have some ransom theories. I have
Mm.
some north theories, and I
North sounds
have
interesting.
yes. North is very Seth coded a little
Yeah,
bit.
I can tell that. Well,
Yeah.
and also because that's what he Oh! Caleb started Zodiac.
Oh,
He's gonna read
nice.
it ultra slow, so you guys are gonna probably pass him, but yeah, uh, basically, I bargained with him to start it early because he said he's gonna
Nice.
start it in, like, 2 weeks, and so he started it, and he just got to the part where Darcy jumps out of the window,
Nice.
when so, but yeah,
Yeah.
he likes it actually.
We
Um,
have 8 fucking hours still in Crescent City. Jesus Christ, I don't know
oh my god.
how, but we do. We just got to where the she's freed Avalon and they're heading to the Northern
Mm,
Rift.
that feels like the end of the book.
Yep, nope, she's heading to the Northern Rift with her mom and Randall.
Oh,
She's about to
interesting, okay.
she's about to yeet them into
Also,
Prithian.
I
And
am
Topher
so
has
curious about this void shit at the end, so I'm excited to hear what you say about that because surely, because we have so many theories about the void, not never keep void, Crest City void.
okay, because I was like, what void are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah, I'm excited for you to reread that and be fresh on it. Because
Yes.
that's part of why I started this reread was I was looking for instances of that.
Um, Topher has no idea that we're gonna see Akatar people again.
That's so funny.
He doesn't know that Ember and Randall are gonna get yeeted into Prithian.
Okay, yeah,
And
but
there is
you
and
guys will
there is
probably
this
start Zodiac by next week.
yes, there is a place in and because I was like, one of my theories was that when Bryce um pulls up the islands in Avalon, that is going to pull up the islands in the Dusk Court, and that is what I think book 6 is going to end on, is those islands coming back and the mists going away and shit getting crazy. And Topher's like, I don't know. And so there's a moment where at the end, there's a moment when after she rises all the things, her and Hunt are sitting on the like ruins of the castle, of Morven's castle.
Mhm.
And she's like, I'm wondering if the connection between this, or she's like, I'm wondering if Avalon is connected to that place that the prison was at because they're both thin places. And I'm wondering if I affected that area too. And I told
Oh
Topher, I said
yeah,
that sentence right there because they just opened the door for it. I was like, that's foreshadowing. We're going to see that.
that I love that. Yeah,
And
we need to make a
he
fucking video about these things.
thinks that book 6 is going to back up a bit and be like when
Oh
Bryce
yeah,
gets
I think I yeah.
yeah, he was like when Bryce gets there is when that book is going to start. So it's going to have backed up a bit so that the end of that book can coincide with
The Rising.
the
I
rising,
think it could
but
be a
also
midpoint too of book 6.
well, and because the other thing too is that we do see them go back into Prithian after she's risen those and nobody mentions it, but also fucking shit's getting weird. So who knows? Like maybe it takes a minute or whatever. But
Mhm.
um yeah, he's like, I think it's gonna come back and we're gonna get the like Feyre Resand conversations while Bryce is underneath in the like doing shit with Nesta. Like that's where we're gonna get like Bryce is gonna be on her little voyage under the ground
Mm,
kind of a thing. And I was like, yeah, maybe.
yeah, that's so interesting.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
not to just go off on another
yeah,
planet, but oh yeah, because I
sorry.
remembered I was like, I didn't tell you that Kale started
Yeah.
it. Um,
Um but yeah, I so Never Keep for me, the first it had a little bit of that like first book vibe that the Twisted Sisters have, where it's a
were you
little
annoyed in the beginning, like I was,
I
but
was
by
a
the lore
little
dump?
I I wasn't annoyed by the lore dump writing style wise. I was like, I know all
Mm,
this because of reading the other stuff, but I understand why it needs to sort of be there because if you like you can read it by itself. It doesn't have to like you don't need to
yeah.
read Zodiac. Um And I wasn't particularly I don't even think that the way that they did it, I wasn't annoyed by it. The thing that I was annoyed by was the really strict dichotomy between the world shitting on Ever and always rewarding Vesper, and I was like, "Something's gotta give here." Like, Ever's
Oh,
gotta
see,
get a cut.
that doesn't bother me because I was like, "That's just a choice. That's just a I don't know."
Yeah, but I was like, I get it. Like, Ever is in a position of less of a less than, and Vesper is in the position of this like but it does also earn their like it gives you an earned feeling to Vesper's arrogance, and it
Yeah,
gives you a earned perspective for like the tenacity of Ever.
totally.
So like it does work, but there were a couple times where I was like, really another chapter where she just gets shit on, really another chapter where everything goes
Mhm.
perfect for her.
Yeah,
But then that quickly deteriorates. I think it was just the pacing of their first books is always a little bit just feels a little bit like, okay, can we like keep going?
yeah,
And then, then the second book fucking slaps you in the face.
yeah.
The
I
second
thought
book,
it was a
it's just
perfect ending to the first book. It's not what you
yes, it
think.
was.
Like, honestly,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it was very strong. I was surprised by how strong it ended because I was just like, "Oh, the whole book's gonna be ass, and then the second book will be better." But no, I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, we're
First
doing
book
that."
was yeah, the first book was still very good. Um, but yeah, it was a shocking ending for book 1, and I here's the thing, I know that
And I like that
we
they're not buddy buddies yet. They're just like
yes,
acquaintances a little bit.
yes, yes.
It's
I
perfect.
also I am starting to really respect the level of torture that these authors are willing to put their characters through because
They are Twisted Sisters.
it is old.
It's getting old?
No, I said it is bold.
Oh, I was like, I thought you really liked it. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
it is
It
a
is awesome. It's
it is
inspiring.
awesome. It is awesome to just see them being like, "We're just gonna rip their fucking hearts to shreds."
It makes me think I gotta kill Eli. No, I probably shouldn't do that. But I'm like, I need to do this. Um, mm,
Yeah.
God.
I just yeah, and I think that that's one of the reasons why some of their enemies to lovers tropes work better because they
Yes.
truly make enemies of them.
Yeah. Well,
And
and
then
so I will
and
say, yeah.
well, I mean, or they do it to a level that other people I think don't.
Yes. Yes.
And they do it in a way that like when they finally kind of get over their bullshit, even if it's not an enemies to lover, even like, with Seth and Darcy, right? It's not an enemies to lover,
Yeah.
but they fucking hated each other or she hated him for a
That
hot
was
ass
that was
minute.
very earned and slow burn and yeah.
Yeah, and then when it comes together and when there's a friend, like it just works and the
Yeah.
payoff is so much better when you're like, because there was the one time that at some point I texted you, I said, I hope Seth dies.
I know.
I was like,
I was like, I
fuck
was in the middle
this.
of book 7 when you were saying
I was
that, and
like,
I was like all
fuck
like
this.
invested.
Fuck this guy. I hope that he dies. And then I was like, oh, I so take that back.
Yeah, that's awesome, honestly.
And he
He's
ended up
so
being one of
funny.
my favorite characters, right? Especially
Yeah,
with his
same.
love story. But yeah, I just like
That's me. I am him.
yeah.
Oh, last night I was asking Kill. I was like, so I was just give me some predictions. So, what do you think are going to be like? What how the order? Like, I was like, I think I was asking him like, do you think a vampire is cuddly? And he was like, yeah, because they do all this attraction. I was like, yeah, you could think a vampire is cuddly. But I just like I always pester him with all these questions about like trying to
Mhm.
predict this, predict this. What do you think is
Yeah.
going to happen? What do you think about the princesses thing? And it was fun. But yeah, yeah, dude,
I can't
honestly their writing is not even that bad.
no, it's not.
They I think people just literally don't get their humor and
Yeah.
think they're being dead serious, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Girl."
I think that there's a couple of things like the Galump character, yeah,
Yeah. And the
that's there's
chica and the
it,
chicas.
there yeah, there's some problematic things there.
Yeah.
But there's something that's just so fucking like endearing about their writing that I'm like,
Yes.
you know what? Even if I'm not in Solaria, let's give this other fucking book a shot. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fucking 17 books deep on these girls and I'm going for another 7. So let's go.
Oh, it's so funny. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I am interested to see if the vampires work are any if there's any sort of similarities with the
Because
lore
I feel like
cuz
they need to change it because otherwise it's like okay. But
yeah.
also that some of those things are key to like kind of all vampire lore. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be really
and
interesting
I'm
to see
also
how that shifts.
wondering my only thing is that if it is too close, then I'm going to be like almost expecting a crossover. And I don't want to expect crossovers.
No, no, I hope not. They don't need to be doing that.
No. And if crossovers ever happen, I want to be fundamentally surprised.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, you'll have to tell me if it's good because I'm gonna basically just
Um,
do your recommendation.
But Echo
Well, I was
Fort is
gonna
a
ask
wild
you.
fucking ride. You're gonna
Yeah,
love it. Oh, it's a wild.
just
It's just good. Every chapter is like page turning. Every one of them. And then
yeah.
the
I
third
did get a
book,
little. I had a little drag in the sage place. That's it.
mhm.
But I think it's because I was just it's a beginning book. I just got
Yeah.
to the part with the mule. That was
Yeah.
super funny.
Uh-huh.
Um, that felt very like second book of Zodiac actually,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, here's the arc of the. This is
Mhm.
the start of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I got some ransom theories for sure.
Interesting.
Ransom has an interesting his story is interesting in its own fucked up little way.
It's also funny where I can see where some of the arcs are gonna happen because I can see the people's highlights, and it's
What do you
on the
mean?
Kindle. Like I can just see certain
Oh, yeah,
lines
yeah, yeah.
Kaiser said. I'm like, oh, I can tell that that's gonna come back into play and stuff. Okay, also this is kind of random, but I was like, as I was reading the end of that fucking book, I was like, what are the vampire's weakness? Why? They actually seem, and is it just because is it just because the coven thing? Like, is it because I'm trying to think like what is a natural counter to a vampire in Zodiac? Am I crazy? Am I just blanking on something?
I mean, you just fight them with your element or stab them
So, but why are they so much harder?
because of the coven.
That's literally it.
So it heightens because what we see with Lance and Caleb, right? It heightens their abilities. They can move faster
They
and
can move even faster
they
too.
can move even faster and they can like mind speak
Speed.
see whatever so they can work together as a coven like whatever but yeah I think it heightens their powers so they can move faster and they are more aggressive.
Yeah, because I'm just like they seem so they actually, and I respect the ability to make them seem like a real like threat. That was crazy. I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, they are
Well,
that's
and
so
I mean, it sets
difficult."
that up in Zodiac, right? That the covens were so bad that they had to create like the vampire
Yeah.
code and
I
they had
guess I
to
was
like
just
out.
forgetting that it's like really the coven that really makes the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah,
That was
because when Caleb and Lance lean into it, it's like they're like, "Holy shit!" And it makes the hunt it makes their hunting like prower, like the
where it makes
drive, and
sense.
it
Yeah.
makes it way stronger.
That's so
And like
interesting.
they almost can't hold back, and like because like Caleb hunts. And like they're like you can't give in to the hunt, like you could hurt somebody, kind of a thing. And like when they're in their coven moment in the hunt, I don't think there's any way that they can hold back. Like it's full death.
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. But yeah, that's also really hard to do is to like really make the battles or moments like that seem like actually high stakes, you know?
Mhm.
And I think they did that really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Mavis's character is interesting.
yeah, he seems so interesting. And it's also interesting that he knows Kaiser Brimtheon. That seems interesting.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'm excited to read some more.
I keep going back and forth. Like Mavis is always that character that I'm like, oh, he's on our side. Oh, he's sus. Oh, he's okay. Oh, he's sus. Like,
He's always seemed self-interested, like,
yeah,
you know, I assume he'll help people out when it benefits him.
yeah.
And I bet you his like kind of overall arc is that he, you know, he becomes a tragic character and that he's always just lonely forever, or he has some kind of, you know, he's gonna give something up and kind of give up this independence or this isolation or something, or nothing. Maybe he's just a true side character we won't see. I mean, I think he's a side character that we won't see that much of, but I think if he's on the page, it's gonna be like that's his core issue, um, which is interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, Neverkeep was such an interesting, weird ass time.
I will say this is the amount of enjoyment and page turning was on par with Zodiac Academy for me with the next two books.
Dude, I'm excited. That'll feel like such
And
a nice reward too.
yes, and I'm a little. The only thing that I'm a little nervous about is that there's a lot to still possibly happen, and I think the next book is the last book, and so I'm like, please don't make this like it wraps up too quickly and too like simple.
Yeah. There's also I saw several typos in Echo Fort already.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
It's self-published.
It is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're self-published. They're indie authors.
No, they're mainline published now.
I don't know. I saw something on their TikTok. I follow them on TikTok now. And they were talking about being self-published.
I thought that was just previously, and then they
Oh,
became.
maybe.
Yeah, some interesting, but okay. But yeah, what
And then
should I?
we have Zodiac 10 coming in October.
Yes, dude, that's so
They
crazy.
said that they set it up so that you would read it in December as like an advent calendar, that you would read one chapter a day until Christmas. But it comes out in October. Because it's
Yeah,
called
do that.
it's called like the worst Christmas ever, some shit.
Yeah, on the worst day of Christmas, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so funny and
Mm-hmm.
random.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm hoping that it like pushes the story more, but with all of the like,
how can it?
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it's just a for fun
we
thing.
had so much epilogue that I'm like,
Yeah,
but I'm cool with it just being fun. Fuck it,
yeah,
I'm here for more
yeah.
Pegasus
I am too. Yeah, I think that's fine.
smut and
Mm-hmm.
and more Daddy Darius. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and maybe
Daddy
yeah.
Lance.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That is sick dip, yes. And oh yeah, I also realized I just fucking dropped poems. So maybe I'll have a poem next time.
Cool.
One of these times
Cool.
as well. But okay, yeah. Next time we will talk about Echo Fort or our stories, and maybe have a little. We might do a little gardening. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so until then, keep reading.
keep writing. See you next week.